Welcome to today's special edition of our analysis series where we delve into the pressing issue of rising tension in South Asia and ask the essential question, are Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iran heading to war? This is a particularly important concern given the complex history and current geopolitical circumstances in the region. Stick with us as we provide expert insight and explore the latest developments. Afghanistan, located at the crossroads of Central and South Asia, has historically been a battleground for external powers and local factions. After almost 2 decades of U.S. occupation, the situation remains volatile. With the ongoing peace talks between the U.S. and the Taliban, we cannot ignore the potential implications of a failed peace process on regional stability. Meanwhile, Iran also finds itself in a precarious position, subjected to economic sanctions and increased diplomatic isolation. Under the weight of these challenges, Iran has sought to expand its influence in the region, particularly in Afghanistan. How will this strive for influence impact the regional dynamics? In recent years, Pakistan too has seen heightened tensions internally and externally. A spate of terrorist attacks, political instability, and economic struggles have compounded the traditional challenge of managing an adversarial relationship with India. Additionally, could the competition with India encourage Pakistan to utilize its relationship with Afghanistan and Iran to gain strategic depth? It is important to note the shared ties binding these three countries. They are interconnected by ethnic affinities, trade routes, and historical alliances. Simultaneously, they are entangled in the web of mistrust, competition, and shifting alliances, making it a melting pot of potential conflicts and collisions. One of the primary avenues through which these intricate dynamics play out is through the issue of terrorism. The porous Afghanistan-Pakistan border has served as an unsupervised conduit for various militant groups. Meanwhile, the Iran-Pakistan border adjoining Balochistan has witnessed unrest fueled by separatist elements. Additionally, the threat of ISIS Khorasan in Afghanistan and its linkages with anti-Iran Sunni extremist groups poses a danger to the regional peace. A more conventional issue that can precipitate a conflict revolves around water. Both Afghanistan and Pakistan largely rely on the Indus River system for their agriculture and economy. The construction of dams by India and a potential downstream effect is a persistent source of Pakistan's anxiety. Meanwhile, Afghanistan has been expedient in its quest to use the water of shared rivers for its electricity and irrigation needs, leading to tensions between the two countries. Economic factors also cannot be sidelined. With a struggling economy due to sanctions, Iran has looked towards its eastern neighbors as potential markets and sources of investment. The pledging of billions of dollars by China for the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, and potential extension towards Iran expands not only economic prospects but also geopolitical implications. Furthermore, CPEC and China's own stake in the region create a unique matrix. Considering the direct impact on China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, how will its interests align with regional peacekeeping or power balancing strategy? China's growing influence ultimately factors into Pakistan's decision-making capacities and Iran's interactions with the region. The United States, as an interested party, has seen many of its policies and plans evolve in the face of ground realities. Still, it remains to be seen how its withdrawal or adjusted presence might affect the theater. The CARD, Condition-Based Interagency Regional Strategy for the South and Central Asia, framework introduced by the U.S. emphasizes on sustaining regional stability, another sign of the nuanced interest in the region and a possible gauge for decisions. The potential destabilization and radicalization of Central Asia is another cause for concern. How the events in Afghanistan could spill over and influence the already delicate security environment in this region adds another complex layer of worry and a dimension of conjecture. Experts also explore the role of Russia and Turkey, traditional pliers, and its potential implications in the mix. Russia has sought to reclaim its influence in the region, signing defense pacts with Pakistan and conducting military exercises in Central Asia. Turkey, on the other hand, through its soft power approach, looks towards deepening its ties with Afghanistan, Iran, and Pakistan. The COVID-19 pandemic has also highlighted the potential impact of health crises on political dynamics and security. It could serve as a temporary unifier or exacerbate existing conflicts, making it essential analytically to consider the disease's influence on the region's stability. Historical factors also shape the present and future. The Durand Line, a border drawn by the British in the 19th century, has yet to be recognized by both Afghanistan and Pakistan. This eternal ambiguity could be manipulated by the militant elements as well as used by the states in a brinkmanship. Cultural, ideological, and religious ties further add to the complexity. The Afghan refugee population in Pakistan and shared Sunni heritage has often led to a bond of codependence and, simultaneously, endured tensions as well. The Hazaras, a major Shia community in Afghanistan and targets of sectarian attacks, could potentially engage Iran, turning the regional conflict into a sectarian battleground. Even small-scale incidents have the potential to snowball into larger conflicts, given past incidents and existing tensions. How strategic calculations and decision-making under unexpected circumstances might shape the future needs thorough examination. The uprisings in Baluchistan and its repercussions in Iran, the ongoing protests in Iran, and the Taliban's increasing sway in certain Afghan provinces further complicate the situation. The Kashmir dispute between Pakistan and India has been a perennial thorn, adding a layer of complication, intertwining the two, and potentially escalating the tension to a regional level. Each state maintains their unique blend of pursuing peace, engaging in dialogue, and safeguarding their national interest. However, a miscalculated move or a deliberate escalation could lead to widespread conflict. Despite all these challenges and sobering analysis, hope is not lost. There are many reasonable and attainable solutions that the states and the international community can pursue. Extended talks, diplomatic pressure, shared growth platforms, and regional institutions to name a few. The new government in the United States has the potential to re-engage in a constructive manner and revitalize usual efforts for peace and stability in the region. Joint regional cooperation in counterterrorism, economic revival, trade facilitation, and regional connectivity, learning from other regional models, can help transform the region's shared challenges into shared opportunities. Many regional actors have shown a strong inclination towards this multilateral approach. An example is the Russia-Pakistan-China (RCP) trilateral from 2016, consisting of Afghanistan and Iran's neighboring countries. Analyzing the precarious situation of the region, it is clear that any conflict in South Asia cannot be isolated. The effects would reverberate throughout the already troubled Middle East and extend to the global arena. Hence, the international community needs to take a proactive role in ensuring that tensions are de-escalated, dialogue is facilitated, and that all potential catalysts for conflict are identified and managed. The core message that must be reinforced in all diplomatic, political, and public discourses is the value and necessity of peace and stability. It is a goal that is essential not just for the survival and prosperity of South Asia but for its extended regions in the entire world. The resurrection of a collective commitment to disarmament and non-proliferation could serve as a cornerstone of this emphasis. And as with all conflicts, the most important voices of all are those of the people who will be affected by the consequences. Their desires for peace, security, and prosperity should be the driving force behind any potential regional change. The high stakes of this potential conflict and the myriad factors that could spark or dampen it require a holistic and detailed assessment. The nudging peace processes and occasional breakthroughs underscore that resolution is not out of reach. The need of the hour is an extension of such positive steps to invest in and sustain peace. This involves mutual respect, understanding, and commitment from all stakeholders, empowering them to encounter and eradicate the seeds of hostility. The challenge of identifying collaborative, inclusive, and sustainable mechanisms for peace and the abiding threat of war serve as a reminder of the importance of investing in peace itself, breaking through the barriers that exist, and building a future of harmonious coexistence.